Okay, so you want to be able to dodge punches. Okay, you want to be slipping, ducking, bobbing, weaving, leaning back. You want to know how to do it? Then stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to the channel. So in my previous footwork video, I had a comment by somebody who's asking what are the tips for dodging punches. Okay, so this is a video in response to the person who put that comment in. So I thank you for commenting, and hopefully that this video, these tips will help you guys and will help you with your boxing dodging punches. Okay, so I try to break it down as simple as possible. Okay, so I've identified three areas, three major tips, and three areas that you should be focusing on in order for you to improve your dodging and your lateral movement and ultimately escaping punches with your head movement and your body movement. Okay, area number one is your technique. Okay, area number two is reaction timing, improving your reaction timing, and how we're going to do that. And area number three is putting that time and effort in and making this dodging punching your focus of your practice. So that practice process is crucial. So there are my three steps. I'm going to go through all of them. Stay tuned till the end and hopefully this will help you. So area number one. Okay, so we need to know the technique of dodging punches. What are the defenses in order for us to dodge a punch with our body, our trunk defense, our lateral movement, upper body lateral movement? Okay, now in dodging punches around the world, there are three skills, three techniques, three moves that we use to dodge punches. Okay, we can slip a punch. Okay, so that's when you're in your stance, the punch comes straight and you slip to the side, slip to the side. Okay, number two is what we in England call ducking, and in the US it's called bob and weave. So this is where a hook comes, a big swinging punch comes, and we can go underneath. Okay, and number three movement is what we call in the UK lean back, but in the US it's called the pull back. So that's when you're boxing somebody, the punch comes straight and you lean back. Okay, all these three movements are done with just our trunk, our upper body. We don't use our feet, we don't use our legs. You can make it easier by using your legs. Okay, so you can move, and if you're off balance, you can then move your legs out, the legs can help you to get back in position, for example. Okay, but ideally this is done so fast that your body will move, okay, and nothing else will move of your legs. Okay, so let's break them three down and give some tips about it. So before I do that, what I want you guys to understand is I want you guys to picture a triangle. Okay, so let's say, for example, my head is the top point of the triangle. Okay, and the triangle from the top point will go down here, will go across, and then back up. Okay, so my head is at the top position. Now I can go both points down here. I can go down to here. Okay, I can go down to there. Okay, trying to focus on that triangle when it comes to your movement. So when we're slipping, we go to one side. Now from here, I can go back up, or I can go to the point over here. So when I go down to this point, I can go there by ducking, and I'm over here now. Okay, eventually I want to get back to the top of the pyramid, the top point here. Now you don't need to stick to straight lines. Okay, so for example, when I've gone to this point here, I don't do a straight line here. Okay, in fact, when I'm down here, I dip a bit lower and I'm back here again. But in essence, it's a triangle that we're working towards. Okay, now when it comes to slipping is a sideward movement, but you don't move your body side to side like this. You're actually slipping and your shoulders coming forward. Okay, from here to here. So the punch is actually going over your shoulder. That's what you want. Why? You're more balanced. But second of all, once you've made the person miss, you got to make them pay. So once I'm here, I'm cocked up with my left hook, ready to deliver that left hook. Same when I'm slipping here, the punch has gone over my shoulder, and I'm ready with backhand. As I come up, I can punch. So it's making it easier to defend and attack as well. Okay, so that's slipping. The ducking or the bob and weave, okay, a lot of people will do a squat. Okay, now you can get away with it, you can do a squat, but eventually your legs will tire. Okay, so the first round squat duck, okay, will be fine. When it comes to round 3 and your legs are tired, they might not take you down fast enough. Okay, so this is where we utilize our back, our hip joint. Okay, the hip hinge. Okay, we utilize that. So when it comes to ducking, we use the bend of a back rather than the squat. Okay, and an easy way to remember this is to remember the letter U. Okay, so instead of going straight down and up, which you can, okay, try to go in a U shape. So if a punch comes, for example, if a punch comes from here, I will drop here, and as the punch is coming over, I'll go underneath and back up. Okay, if the punch is coming from this side, okay, I can drop, go underneath the punch and back up. Okay, it helps the movement. Okay, it helps to bob and weave and duck, but also, like I said in the previously, you want to make them miss, but also be in a position to punch them. So once I've ducked this way, I'm here, I can come back with a lead hand hook. If I could duck that way, I can come back with a rear hand hook. Okay, so you've got to be in a position to make them miss and make them pay. We don't get points for just making them miss. Yes, it looks good. We can be Instagram famous, but do we get a point for making them miss? No, we've got to punch them back. And that's the aim of the game. Okay, so remember, when it comes to ducking and bobbing and weaving, you use that hip hinge here, okay, without bending your back, without bending your legs and ducking. Okay, and at all times, your eyes have to be on your opponent. You can't look down, okay, because I can't see what the person is doing. So you have to go low enough to see the person. Now, if you go too low, the referee will tell you off as well. Okay, so you got to make sure it's low enough that you can still see, make them miss, okay, here. Okay, so remember the triangle, okay, slip, duck underneath, okay, keep doing that. The third movement is what we call lean back or a pull back. Okay, this is where you're in your boxing stance, okay, the punch comes straight at you, you're leaning back, okay. Now you're leaning back where your leg is, not leaning back with your back like this, okay? That's going to hurt your back, okay? And it's going to be harder for you to come back up. You lean back where your back leg is. So from here, the punch comes straight, I'm leaning back here, okay? I'm more or less 80% on my back foot, 20% or even 90-10 I am, okay? And then back up again. So back and there, okay? You do have that spring in your back, okay? But it's not here. It's where your back leg is, and that's why it's important to be in your boxing stance. If I'm front on and I want to lean back, I'm going to end up doing that and hurting my back. So it's important to be in your boxing stance. Punch comes, lean back. Okay. Now, a tip here is, a lot of people will opt for the lean back as a first point of dodging, okay? Why? Because we're moving away from the person, and from here, we've got more range, okay? For whatever comes next, we can go underneath, okay? So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to practice the slip, duck, and lean back. Really perfect it in shadow boxing, looking in the mirror, and then work on little patterns. So for example, lean back, slip, duck, and back up. Lean back, slip, duck, okay? Slip, duck, duck, okay? Slip, duck, lean back. Do this in shadow boxing. Then also you can work with a partner and you can tell them to throw a certain combination. And with that certain combination, let's say for example, a 3-punch combination, you can lean back on the first punch, slip on the second punch, duck underneath and back, okay? Tip 2 on this is make sure you always come back to the center point where your head is, the top of the triangle, okay? And from there you can work whatever you want, okay? And back here again, okay? Try not to slip and just wait there, okay? Slip, and then get back into that point here, okay? Area number 2 of my tip or my focus is reaction timing, okay? To improve your dodging, punching and making the person miss, your reaction timing has to be good, has to be fast, okay? Now, there's a lot of drills that you can do to improve your reaction timing. There's a lot of drills you can do on your own. There's a lot of drills you can do with a partner, okay? Overall, you want to improve the reaction response time of you as a whole, as your body. Okay, so you need to be faster. Your fast twitch fiber muscles need to work faster. You need to be more explosive, okay? And in previous videos, I've talked about exercises like burpees, box jumps, sprinting, that builds that speed and power in you as well, okay? I've also, when it comes to my punching faster video, which is up here, if you haven't seen that, you can click on this link here. In there, I spoke about how certain drills that will help you with your punching, okay? So for example, you're standing there, the person is behind you, when he shouts go, you punch on his demand, okay? So that will improve the speed of your punches. Now this video, I'm trying to stick to specific reaction drills and tips for dodging punches. Okay, so tip number one, okay, is all about your range and distance with your opponent, okay? Now, if I demonstrate on the bag here, okay, this is my opponent, okay? If my range is too close, if I'm this close to my partner, he's got that much space to punch me. So a little punch like that will catch me, and it's harder for me to move out the way, okay? So I have to be in range. I have to give myself the best opportunity to make the person miss. So I'm in range here. Now he has to travel further to get my head. As that punch comes, I've got more time to see it and move out the way, okay? So the range and distance is important. You got to get that. You got to judge that straight away when you're fighting with somebody. And that's what a lot of people do when it comes to fighting. That first round, they're always judging that range with the partner. How to improve that judging range is purely by boxing on the bag, sparring and partner work, and working on that range, making sure you are arm length, okay? The second tip to the reaction time is, and find the range and distance as well, is a lot of people like to be in a stance where they are more further back. So let's say, for example, 60% on the back foot, 40% on the front foot. And when it comes to dodging punches, they go even further. So I'm already 60-40. When the punch comes, I'm going to be a bit more, 80-20, for example. So I'm here. So the range, the distance has increased from his punch to my face. Gives me more time to lean back, duck, underneath, back out. Okay? So the range of distance and your stance is crucial. Give yourself the best chance to dodge punches. Okay? Now, so that leads on to the drills that we can do for improving our reaction timing. Now, like I said previously, there are videos where there's drills, where you can improve the overall speed of yourself. Okay, so a good one would be when you got a tennis ball. Okay, you drop the tennis ball, you catch it with the other hand. You drop it, you catch it with the hand. Okay. Another drill is if you get yourself a broomstick or a stick, you stand it upright here, for example, you let it go and you got to catch it before it touches the floor. Okay, so let me demonstrate that to you with a brush. Probably not the ideal, you probably just want a stick, which would be better. So let's say if I put it there, okay, the aim is to catch the stick before it touches the ground. So as soon as I let go, touches the ground, and pick it up again. Whichever way it goes, you move your feet and you pick the stick up, okay? Then you go again, there. This side, catching, okay? There, okay? So what that does, it helps you to improve your reaction timing, okay? So these are drills that you can do on your own. Catching a ball, bouncing a ball, hand-eye coordination improves, throwing a ball against the wall, catching it. That will improve your reaction time and your response rate, okay? So one of the best drills I like to do as a partner, with my class, in my class, is the shoulder touch sparring, okay? So I'll get a partner here. The target is for them to touch my shoulder and for me to touch their front shoulder. Now, I have to not let them touch my shoulder. So how do I do that? By slipping, okay? By ducking, leaning back, moving, using my upper body, lateral movement to make them miss, okay? I make this harder by saying we are not allowed to use our footwork. We're not allowed to move away. So keep your feet planted, work from there and move body, keep moving it. Again, down here, ducking and moving away. So you do that short sparring exercise, but based on your shoulder, okay? And the focus is completely on slipping, ducking, leaning back away from the punch, okay? Okay, so area number 3, okay? It goes without saying, to improve at something, you got to put the time and effort into practicing it. Simple as that, okay? There's no magic words, no magic sentences, no magic tips or secrets about it. Practice makes perfect, okay? So when it comes to dodging punches, what I like to do, or what I'd get you to do, is practice with your partner. After all, what are you dodging? You're dodging a punch that's coming towards you. Okay, so you need a partner with you. Okay, now what I would do is, with a partner, okay, get them to throw 10 lead hand jabs, okay, towards your face. And what I want you to then do is, when that punch comes, you got to slip on the outside of that punch, okay? So it comes towards you, slip on the outside, slip, okay? Back there into the middle, wait till punch comes, boom, slip. Then throw 10 backhand crosses, then left hand lead hand hooks, backhand hooks, uppercuts, etc. So you practice your slip first, then you practice your ducking, and then you're practicing your lean back in tandem with your partner. Okay, what this does, this works your body, works your mind to the point where this movement becomes second nature. So when you need it in that split second, your body knows it, your mind knows it, it's second nature, you'll do it without even thinking about it, okay? And you'll see a lot of people, a lot of boxers, they will dodge punches, okay? And sometimes they're not even looking at the person, they just dodged it because they're so used to it, okay? So here you got to remember that you got to work with your partner, you got to keep practicing, keep repeating this movement, so it becomes second nature, okay? Number 2 point on this is, you got to learn real scenarios, real punch scenarios, okay? Now, forget your 4, 5, 6 punches, and you're not going to be there doing all this non-stop, okay? Stick to what works in boxing, stick to what works in sparring, your ones, twos, maximum threes, okay? Let's say, for example, okay, you're going to work with your partner and you're going to work on this traditional 1-2, okay? Get them to throw 1-2 at you, okay? Using just your dodging, dodge both punches. So, for example, when he throws a left hand lead hand jab, I can lean back. When number 2 comes, I can slip. So when the cross comes, I can slip, okay? Or when the first punch comes, I can slip. Second punch comes, I can duck, okay? You try a different variety of this dodging based on real punches, okay? And then you got to work on combinations that you like to throw. So for example, I like to throw right hand, left hook, okay? Do that, and yet let the person duck, lean back, and slip them punches. Now, a big part of this is anticipating as well. When you get used to boxing, boxing becomes a bit of a pattern. You'll see certain patterns, okay? Now, what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, I've thrown my big right hand cross, okay? And the person slipped here, okay? Now, he knows that if I'm going to punch him with my right hand, I've got to bring this back and then punch him again. So I've given him that time while I've moved back to move away, okay? Most likely, what we're taught is, as soon as that right hand goes out, what comes next is the other hand, which is already cocked up here, and that as that comes down, that one comes out. So you haven't got time to move away. So what would people do then? They would slip, anticipate that left hook coming, and then duck underneath, okay? Now, sometimes people do this so fast that it's second nature and they just duck underneath, okay? You got to anticipate certain combinations, certain punches. If one hand is thrown out, most likely the other hand is coming. So this is where you see a lot of boxers, they will double duck. Why? The big hooks come, they've ducked, and they anticipated the second one coming, they duck back underneath again. Okay, so anticipation is crucial as well. And part of this as well is really, really focusing in your practice on dodging the punches. Okay, so that's another tip here, is that when you're doing this work with your partners in training, a portion of that training should be focused just on this. Focus just on dodging punches. Really focus with your partner. Pay attention. Ignore everybody around you. Okay, pay attention to the partner. Really focus on their hands, their body language. And once a punch comes, slip it, duck it, lean back. Okay, so a lot of partner work. Practice real scenario punches. Work on your anticipation and really focus when it comes to practice. You cannot do anything else but practice. That's the only way you are going to improve your dodging skills in boxing. Okay, so there you have it. So I hope I've answered the question to the person who left a comment on my previous video. And these are my tips for improving your dodging skills and making the person miss. Okay, so learn the technique of all the dodging. Okay, the slip, duck, lean back. Okay, really practice that technique. Okay, improve your reaction timing. Okay, your overall reaction time and your explosiveness in your body, but reaction timing when it comes to just that dodging. So when the punch comes, practice with your partner, keep slipping, keep ducking, keep leaning back. Okay, so improve your reaction timing, and remember your range and distance. The closer you are to a person, the less chance you have to move away. The further you're away in range, you got more time to dodge the punches. Okay, so remember reaction timing. Number 3, put that practice in. And in that practice, work with your partner, practice the drills, let them become second nature, work on real punch combination scenarios and what combination of dodging works. Okay, work on your anticipation, get to know the pattern of the punches, what punch comes after. Okay, what's most likely the next punch, work on that. Okay, and number 3, really focus in training, in practice on your dodging skills. Okay, so if that's the focus of your training, go into that training session. Okay, put the footwork to the side a bit and just really focus on the dodging skills. Okay, that's the only way you're going to improve it, by putting the hours in, rinse and repeat and practice. Okay, I hope this video has helped you guys. Okay, please leave any comments and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.